over to a second. But then I'm like, you're kind of waiting for the second. I don't know. In some ways, I'm like, well, what's the point then if you're going to do that to me? And some, you're going to route
That
everything
would.
over there. Then you're kind of like, well, okay, my system boots fast, but I got to wait for the second drive. I was like, I mean,
Right.
but not for regular files. I mean, for files, I keep, for big files or have them move over like a backup job. Like if I download something, I have my download folder set to go to, my secondary drive. But if, as far as, programs, I just install everything to the solid state drive because Windows 7 handles all that. So like the trim and all that. And so,
Yeah. Very
um,
cool, man. Especially if they're getting down to $1 a gig.
yeah,
That's fine. It's time. It's time to start switching over. Check that out.
yeah. Well, the
So
regular, sorry, what are you going to say?
no, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say even the SATA drives, the regular spinning disks, they're still pricey. I mean, you still, I think it's going to be till the end of this year before they really come down again. I mean, I was looking at it for a customer. He said, "Oh, what can I get a 3 TB drive?" The cheapest I found for him was like 219 for a 3 TB. So I was like, well, or you can buy a. It's so funny because they have the external. They had external Hitachis for 169. I was like, yeah, if you want to avoid your warranty, we can take it out of the key. We can take it out of the case and put it in your desktop if you really want to do that.
Sometimes you can.
Yeah, some. I know the
Depends.
Western Digital ones you can't. That's what
Right.
I heard.
I've had pretty good luck with the some iOmega ones they sell at Radio Shack, and
Oh yeah.
actually last time I was in there they were clearanced, and those work fine, um, as hard drives. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah, man, that's cool. What did you say you had another experience this week of or
well,
recently of?
I had another thing where this confused guy would click on folders, would click on like my doc, it's not my doc anymore, whatever the user profile name of the desktop, like, on Windows 7. So it's guy's name was Tim. He'd click on it and then it would open and then it would just close real quick. Like, his, you have where it says like, application data, contacts, downloads, and my documents, all that, in the user profile. And it would close like really fast. You'd open it, it would just close. Open it. I'm like, weird. So what I couldn't figure that one out either. What I ended up doing with that was I went into, it was actually really easy. I went into personalization in control panel and then I unchecked, put users files on desktop, rebooted and rechecked it. So that was it was simple, but he didn't know. So I was like, oh, I'll just try that because I know where it's in there. So I just unchecked it and that seemed to work pretty good, but it was just weird. Like but
Yeah.
I've been using that new tool, Windows Windows tweaking something. Well, that's good. It was something. Windows Repair. I don't know. It was on Mike Tech a couple weeks ago. Had a bunch of it's Windows Repair tool tweaking.com or tweaking.com Windows Repair. I think is what it's called. The exact thing. I renamed it in my folder on my memory stick, but I think it's Windows Repair Tweaking Utility, but it has a bunch of fixes that you can run, like kind of like the old dial-a-fix. It has like a widget that does registry permissions. It will run the SFC scan now. It will do all that automated for you. So, and it will repair registry permissions. It will go through and check all those services to make sure that all the right services are starting up and do all this stuff. There's about 6 or 7 things it does, and that's fixed like a lot of weird issues. So that's a free cool tool that's pretty cool.
It's worked pretty good for you. Is it Windows Repair all-in-one from tweaking.com? Does that sound right?
Yep.
Okay.
Be the one.
Yeah. Yep. Tweaking.com and then Windows Repair all-in-one .html. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I haven't tried that. Seems like I heard of it quite a while back, like
I
when
thought so too.
Windows 7 first came out.
Yeah, I thought so too,
I
actually.
never really checked it out though. Yeah.
Because it's not even, it works with, and what the funny thing is, I'm getting on some Vista computers too, which is kind of funny. People, it's like so weird. It seems like Vista to me, like I haven't had Vista in so long. Not that I have no problem, but it's like so funny. Like you're seeing like these weird problems, and it's like, oh man, people don't have updates. Like so one that didn't even have Service Pack 1 for Vista. I was like, oh man, this thing was.
Wow.
Hey, I don't know. He had like all his computer took 22 minutes to get to the desktop. I timed it with my stopwatch timer. 22. I'm like, Yeah, we're doing a reinstall on this thing because I have a Windows Vista pretty slipstream. It has Service Pack 2, so it still got all the updates. I haven't done all the updates on that, but I think with my new project, I think 'cause I'm seeing more and more of them coming in, so I'm gonna have to go and start looking, making a really good Vista disk with updates because it seems, and I do sell like Windows 7. I'm trying to get people. I had some. Remember when Windows 7 came out and they were selling them for 29? Was it $29 when you get it from Microsoft? I bought a couple of those. I still had a couple of those left over, so they were selling it for $29. Not if you remember when Windows 7 first came out.
Yeah, I think I do. I always got on the 3 packs, the family pack that they offered for
Oh
like
yeah, I remember that.
$130.
Yeah,
I still got a couple of them, but it's kind of hard to sell
yeah,
three
three.
copies to one person.
Yeah, yeah. So I just sold. So I have those, and I'm like, I think you should upgrade. Your computer can definitely handle it. You want to upgrade to Windows 7? I was like, most people are like, yeah, Windows 7. I hear so much really good things about that. I'm like, yep, yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, I just had a guy today. I picked up a desktop, and it was I think it was a HP, but it was an Intel Core 2 Quad, and
Oh, okay.
it's running Vista. I don't know if I've really even worked on too many with Core 2 Quads in them before, but he just got it back from another computer repair shop, and they fixed his virus problem. And then 4 days later, I guess they said his hard drive went bad because he took it back to him. It stopped working 4 days later, and they said, "Well, now you got a bad hard drive." And I'm like, and for them, I don't know. It was kind of a shady deal, man. I
Maybe
feel sorry for
operation.
the guy. So he got his income tax refund today. So he gave me a call. So we're gonna give him a new hard drive, new operating system, and maybe a new audio card because he's got a fancy headset that takes optical, but this does not have optical. It's got a TV tuner
Ah,
card, but it doesn't have optical audio out. I was kind of surprised by that. So
yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, so many places. I hear so many horror stories. I mean, I told you, I don't. There's a place by me, man. They've stolen components. That's why. And I told you last time. I do.
yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. So it's sad to hear things when you hear things like that. It's like, come on, really? You got to do that? But trying to
Yeah, did they?
think.
It makes me wonder. Did they even check to see if the hard drive was bad when they supposedly fixed it? I don't know. And you don't only hear you only hear one side of the
The
story. So
store. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah, I mean, people like us, like I just think in general that a lot of people that I don't know because I've called around, like do some calling to see what prices are, and I could ask some questions, and then it's like, well, we charge to back up your documents, back up by the gig we charge. I was like, these things that people
by
come
the
up with.
gig?
Yeah, by the gig, this place charged $20 a gig.
Oh my!
I just thought
Wow.
I had to put the phone on mute, and I just started like I just started. I just couldn't. I was like, oh, hold on a second. I just thought. I mean, it was funny, but it's not funny in the same way. You know what I mean? It's funny like oh man, like I couldn't. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I couldn't believe it, but I was like, right, $20 a gig. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how you. Yeah, maybe they've done it for a long time, and it cost them that much to back it up back then or something. I don't know. I don't get how like
I
I don't
don't.
know how you get that price.
I don't
Uh,
know. Oh, I mean, I guess if people. I guess if people are paying it, I mean, I guess people want their pictures. I mean, that's everyone I see mainly is like my pictures, my pictures, my pictures. And I try to sell. Some people though don't want to buy the backup. I mean, I've been setting people up too with using SyncBack, and I recommend that they use buy either the SE or the Pro version because it's not that much, and you can see the schedule up on SyncBack is the new SyncBack 6. Just I guess it's been out for a couple months, but I just bought the new one, SyncBack 6, and I love it. They did some stuff for blind people that I recommended to the guy. I think it's great for a local backup. I mean, the scheduling, the emails. I mean, you could send even for a person that doesn't know much. I could set it up for some people who have bought that. So at least they're making some kind of effort to back up something, and that's good.
right.
Like, I recommend Dropbox for some people. I guess what's that Bitcasa? I guess I just got an email from them. I guess that's infinite storage or something now. That's a
I've
new one.
I've got that installed actually on the computer we're using now, and I always have to turn it off before we start the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I've
Just
never
because
tried that.
I don't know. So far, I haven't restored from it or even looked into it, but it's got my stuff backed up. I haven't looked at it since Yeah, I got kind of in on the we're still in on the betas, I think, right now. If you
Yeah,
got
oh
the
yeah,
email
yeah,
now, but yeah, why not?
oh yeah.
If that comes out for everybody, I don't know how would they make money off of that unless they're throwing ads around the edges or something. I don't know,
Oh yeah,
but
there's gonna have to be some. They're gonna have to monetize it somehow. I mean, it's not
yeah,
gonna.
I sell on online backup to people. But if Bitcost is going to be giving it for free, then maybe I won't be able to sell so much anymore. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, I would still try. I mean, like anyone said, like I was telling somebody else, it's still. I mean, I'd still recommend anybody go to like a pay service versus these free because you don't know they could be gone. There's no. I'm sure their terms of service. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't read the whole thing, but I mean, I'm sure somewhere in there it says, probably that, you know, they're gone. You can't do. What are you going to do if they're your data somewhere? Definitely, like I told people, even with Dropbox, I wouldn't recommend it unless wouldn't recommend solely relying on that. A pay service that they pay for. At least you have something to at least there's a little more
Right.
granularity there as far as what you expect.
Yeah,
Here.
Dropbox is a really good tool. I mean, for moving stuff from your phone to your computer, for your
Oh
computer to
yeah.
your other computer. I don't know if I don't really think I've really used it as a backup solution, but yeah, but man, I love Dropbox.
Well,
That's such a great program. I
their,
like
their
those guys.
their new beta the other day, or not the other day, I guess. Well, they were giving away like a lot of space if you transferred movies and pictures over to it. In their new beta, they were giving you like extra an extra like 2, 3, 4 gigs a week or two ago.
Huh, I missed out on that one.
Yeah, they were giving out. They were giving like if you transfer like a bunch of pictures because the new one now when you stick a stick in now or with pictures it says you want to upload these pictures to Dropbox so you can just tell the so I guess they're when you pop a stick in or your camera it comes up right up in the autoplay menu upload pictures to
Okay.
Dropbox. So I guess that's their new thing with the new beta. I think it's 1.152. I don't know what the number is. I forget. I think, but
And that's not a bad idea. Say if you've got friends and family with Dropbox and you can throw them into your public folder and
oh
makes
yeah,
it easy to share with, people too. That's not a bad idea for pictures, honestly.
no, it's not bad. I mean, but if it's selling it, I mean, if it was selling, it's obviously like better. What service are you using to do that with? Just out of curiosity, 'cause I should look into. I should look into doing something like that probably too, because some people do ask, like, what do you, what service or do you have your own thing that you're?
Myself?
Yeah, like you said, you're selling online backup. Are you selling something that you
Oh,
created?
I'm
Or
selling Nine Technologies and I
oh,
got it branded for myself. It's Nine,
that's cool.
Nine.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
if you go to the ACRBO website, there's a link there where you get a hold of them.
Okay, cool. That sounds good.
And what's nice about it is you can start them off with a free. I think it's free gig or free 2 gigs. I don't remember. Get 1 or 2 gigs for free before they have to pay anything, so they can try it out and see if
Oh,
they like it
that's
first.
that's yeah, that's even better. It's not like you got to pay for this. Oh, that's even if they like it, then that's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, that's the way to go. Then if they like it, then they can just okay, I want to pay for it now. That's a really good idea.
yeah.
It's really cool. I had another interesting story. If you want to hear it, it's another interesting story
Sure.
here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guy called me up the other day, said he wanted to back up his Gmail to back up Gmail, but he was concerned that he's a little paranoid about things come like all my Gmail, like a local backup. Like, how do I get all my Gmail into some kind of archive? So I was like, well, yeah, we could always set up like Windows Live Mail or something else to back it up. But I found, somehow he wanted to download all his mail and keep like a local backup of his mail, his email, his Gmail on his local computer, at least to have in some kind of format. So I found Mail Store. It was on Technibble, I don't know, a while ago. I get their email every morning and follow them on Twitter. It was Mail Store Home Edition. It's a portable app, but it's cool. Once you back up, like you go on and set up your Gmail, and then it backs it up it can save into all your emails into files or into like some format that it reads. But it was pretty cool. It downloaded all his mail, and I think that was a pretty, just a different solution. I knew about that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, does it grab the archived items too, like all that stuff, or is it
Yeah,
just
'cause you can check like it has like the folders and it has all your even like your folders. You created your own folders. It has check boxes. You check what you want. You say go or archive, and then it spits out like a I forget what the extension was, but and then you can open it up in there and you can extract your messages, and it was pretty cool. I'm looking at automating that.